We all have those moments when we feel exhausted and tired and wonder what the point of all these things we're doing even are. Whether it's worth all the hard work and, pushing ourselves, whether it's worth all the trouble, whether anyone really cares. We all have those difficult moments in business, moments when we feel exhausted and tired, when we wonder what the point of what we're doing even is, whether anyone even cares or is listening or noticing. Or you have a bad customer that just gets you down, or things go wrong, you have tech issues. This is all normal. Things go wrong. There's difficult times. There's moments when you feel like it's just a struggle and you're not enjoying it as much as normal. Difficult times are going to be so much harder, and we're going to feel like there are these huge humps that we just can't get past, and is it even worth trying to get through them to get to this goal that we have in mind? That's why it is so important that we learn to enjoy the process. And by the process, it includes all the ups and the downs, because if you're enjoying that process and that journey, then you're not going to be so worried about, oh, it's so hard to get to this goal I have, or is it even worth it in the end? You can just be more present with your creative process and the journey along the way. We shouldn't just be daydreaming about the end result and the things we want to achieve and get to, but we should be finding ways that we can really enjoy and appreciate every step of the creative journey. So whether it's the journey of, actually creating something that you make, coming up with the ideas, creating it, researching, all the bits that go into creating something, or the whole overall arching journey of your business, trying to find customers, trying to grow, making mistakes or ordering something wrong, or, getting someone unhappy, or, using a software that doesn't work out for you, and, building and building until things get to a good stage. All that is a big journey. All that is part of your creative process, and it's so important that you enjoy that. If you're really passionate about something, it's about more than that end outcome, that end result. It's about just immersing yourself in what you do and enjoying it at all the different stages. But when passion wanes, that's when your why and your purpose is important. Going back to the root of why you're doing what you do, and reminding yourself, this is why I'm doing it and this is why it matters, and then getting back into just enjoying those steps in every stage, and realizing that when things do go wrong, that they're just opportunities to learn and to grow and to get better and better. And by seeing it from this perspective, then we're really going to learn to enjoy every moment of our journey, and it's going to be something special and something that we hold on to. And it's not just going to be about this slogging through trying to get to a certain point. And if you are having moments when you're lacking motivation and struggling through the process, then often all you need to do is take a step back and work out the root of why you're feeling that way. It could be that you're pushing too hard for too long and you're just exhausted. It could be that you're making things too hard for yourself. Or maybe there's a particular part of your process that you're sort of finding this big hurdle that you're not enjoying, but you enjoy the rest of it. And maybe you need to look at outsourcing that part or getting some help with that part. Or maybe there's something that you can't quite wrap your head around and you need to do some more learning and education so you get better at that particular thing. Or, maybe you just need some time out. You just need some rest. Maybe you've just been doing it for too long, maybe you haven't been hustling super hard, but it's just that consistency, it's starting to wear you down and you just need a bit of a break. So what is the process? Basically every single step and everything that goes into what you're doing creatively and getting to the things that you're wanting to achieve and those goals that you have. So whether it's the process of, creating what you're making, the process of building your business, and the process of reaching particular goals that you have in mind. So every step, you need to be able to find joy in it. Of course there's going to be certain things that you don't find as enjoyable, but if you're constantly just pushing yourself through it because you're trying to think of that end goal, but you're not finding joy in those moments, then it's going to wear away at your passion. It's going to wear away at you that you don't enjoy what you do anymore, and it's just all about trying to reach that goal. That's why that you've got to learn to enjoy every step and really enjoy unfolding, discovering, learning, pushing, developing as a person, and unfolding your creative journey. And learning to find joy and learning opportunities through the tough times as well, and not just looking out for all the good and fun times, but seeing every single step and every single part of your journey as, as something of value. So what do those feelings mean when you do feel a lack of motivation, when you are struggling to enjoy the process? Some people will think it's a sign that they need to give up, that it's just not working out for them. Maybe it's just the wrong path, they've done the wrong thing. But often it isn't that. And if you jump too quickly to that, you could be giving up on something really good. Instead, you really need to take that time to assess and look at the root of it. What is going wrong here? It could be that you just need a rest. It could be that you need time to refuel. It could be that, you're just not feeling inspired and you need to step away from your usual sources of inspiration and, go somewhere new, look around at different things and refuel yourself with new and fresh things. It could be that you just need a fresh perspective. Maybe you've been hanging out in the same old office for a long time or going to the same old coffee shops, and maybe you just need to go to some new and fresh places so that, you're seeing the world from a different perspective. It could be that you haven't taken the time to celebrate the wins that you have had and you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing because you want to achieve these bigger goals. But you need to take the time to celebrate the little things and realize what you have achieved and how far you have. So remember, it's okay to take rest and it's okay to celebrate and, change things up if you need to. So always take that time to reassess and decide, why am I struggling? Why is there this lack of motivation? What can I do to try and fix this? And try and work on that before just throwing in the towel and saying this isn't working out. And also check if there's just one part of the process that you're struggling with, because maybe you just need to outsource something or need some help getting over that hurdle so it isn't such a struggle anymore and it's not ruining the rest of your creative process. Another thing we can find ourselves focusing on when we're struggling and it's just becoming, really hard to get through the process is comparison. It's a big one that we fall into the trap of a lot. If you find that you're getting down and not feeling good about your work or, your process or what you're doing, it could be that you're too busy comparing yourself to other people. Maybe you're looking at the way they do it and think, well, maybe the way I do it's not that great after all. Or, maybe you're looking at someone else's end result and feeling like, oh, I can't get to that. Or because you see the nitty-gritty of your process and you're seeing their end result and comparing your process to their end result, you're not realizing how much went into what they do. And so you're pulling yourself down because of that and thinking, oh, look at all this I've got to do to get to that point. And look, they just somehow came up with it. Whereas it wasn't like that. So spending too much time comparing yourself to others can sometimes pull away that joy of the process because you're just focused on trying to reach a certain end goal and try and be as good as someone else rather than just, focusing inward and looking at just enjoying what you're doing and stop looking outside and, what everyone else is achieving and creating, but just, I'm making this thing and I'm enjoying the way I'm doing it and just, you almost have to have blinkers on sometimes and just be focusing on your own process and finding great joy in what you do. Everyone has something of value. We all have something unique to share and something of value to put out into the world. And we can also inspire people through our process and our journey. We don't need to be just sharing our end result and trying to look what I achieved, look what I created and made, but also give people value through your process. Share behind the scenes, share how you made something, how you created something, because it may inspire someone, it may help someone else understand something better. Maybe they wanted to learn how to do something, but they didn't understand this particular part of the process or how people do that. And because you've shared that, you've really helped them out and given them value. Or maybe a client or customer will see your process and then they'll better appreciate what goes into what you do and they'll value what you create more. And so they'll just love you even more and become more passionate about buying from you because they'll see just how much work goes into what you do and that full process. It can become really mesmerizing to people just to see how you actually created something, because we think it's so important to, oh, look what I made. But sometimes the thing that's actually more interesting and more amazing than the end thing is the actual process that went behind it to create that thing. So learn to enjoy the process. If you're feeling down, then look at how you can reinvigorate enjoying the process and getting in the moment. If you're finding you're comparing yourself to other people and their end results, then look at just, putting those blinkers on and learning to enjoy your own process rather than worrying about, what you end up with being as good as what someone else ends up. And share that process too, and let other people see what goes on behind the scenes. And if there's something in your process that you are finding a struggle that's, you know, making the whole entire thing less enjoyable and killing your passion because it's just this big hurdle you got to keep getting through, look at ways you can get over that, whether it's outsourcing it or whether it's getting more help so that you're better at it and it doesn't become such a chore. Just remember, because you aren't reaching your goals as quickly as you like, just because you're not creating the kind of work that you were hoping to create, or just because you're feeling exhausted and you're just not feeling passionate anymore, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with what you're doing and that you need to give up. It could simply just be that you need to learn to enjoy the process. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know if there was any great takeaways for you in this and how you can reinvigorate your joy of the process rather than just focusing on those end results and those goals that you're trying to work toward. And if you have a creative business or sharing your creative journey on a blog or on Instagram, then be sure to subscribe to this channel, because I talk a lot about creativity and also how to brand your creative work so that you can share it with the world. And I'll see you next time.